Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Hey, Monday. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. The NBA bid is live. We had what feels like 4 billion basketball games this weekend, and each and every one was good, except for the handful of blowouts yesterday. Hope everybody had a great weekend of, leisure, of athleticism. I don't know. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Who's here this morning? If you're new, say hello, like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold. We got Sneeps up in here. Borland, yeah, we're going to talk about Chet Holmgren. Snoop-a-loop. Happy National World's Children's Day. I like that. I like that it's not just, domestic. It's World Children's Day. Jared Magnuson, let's go. 5th subscriber. That's right. We'll talk more about that in a second. Stubbs is here. Patrick, good morning. The Keeper's here. All right. The Common Man's here. Gilbert, let's go. Good to see everybody. Say hi. Let's get an active chat, baby. Let's get an active chat. Also, remember we were talking about on Friday how maybe the Momentum Labs projections weren't going to be out and ready to roll, so we were using Sorare data. Well, now the cat is out of the bag, or the baby's out of the body. Congrats to John Boy and his wife on welcoming their new child. It was very exciting. And now everybody can relax about the projections not being updated, okay? But he told me this morning, projections are back, baby, which means live before lock, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Is it standard or daily? I forget where we're at right now. Live before lock is back at 5:30. Speaking of our Shot Tank brethren, I don't know if you guys saw TST finish 3rd in the Rare Champion contest over the weekend, which is just another reminder how bad I am at all of this stuff. So excited to dive into that. And then at 7 p.m., confirmed, official, fresh off a birthday, the 89 Cavs are back tonight at 7 o'clock, so that's going to be fun. We have a lot to talk about. I see we the people in the chat. Yeah, if you're just joining us, say hello, like the stream, subscribe. We're going to talk about all the games, every single game from this weekend. We're going to go through it as fast as we can. Then we're going to talk about some of the good vibes, some of the bad vibes, and some of the meh vibes, which I'm excited about. But before we do that, real quick, if you are in the Sorare streets, I subscribe to the Bible of Jack Settleman, and he's been talking a lot about like content and algorithms and stuff like that. And I realized because of all the YouTube shorts we do, sometimes it busts up the Team Hold Live algorithm. And I know there's some people that subscribe to us that are like, "Hey, dude, I don't care about your NFTs, bro. I don't care about your fantasy basketball." So what we did is we created a Team Hold Sorare YouTube channel. And we're going to sprinkle some stuff in there. And starting on Friday, we'll officially do live before lock over there as well. But if you haven't subscribed, go over there. It's Team Hold Sorare. I believe I pinned the link in the chat. I'm going to drop this in here as well. It also will help us monetize quickly. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that cash, baby. Get that bag. So do me a favor. Let's subscribe over to Team Hold Sorare. And it's easy to sort by the handle is at Team Hold Sorare, since there's a lot of Team Hold stuff out there. But yeah, do me a favor and get in there. So yeah, we'll talk more about that as we get deeper into the day. Let's get into some of last night's action. This weekend's action. We're going to start with Friday because the only thing that matters in the NBA, the in-season tournament. It's fun. I'm in on it. James Harden showed up. A lot of in-season tournament vibes. Let's go. Let's do it. Celtics and the Raptors. We, the North, went down 108-105. This is the second time in a week that the Celtics played the Raptors. And hey, Toronto kept it a little bit closer. We like to see that. It was a competitive game. A lot of back and forth. Between them. Tatum had 17 and 7. Jaylen Brown had 23 and 4. Porzingis 14 and 12. And then Siakam had 23, 6 and 5. And Dennis Schroeder had 23, 7 and 6. The defense was nice late in the fourth quarter. Just like real physical between the two of them. It's nice. The Celtics had 2 games this week, and they played the Grizzlies, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I think we're used to seeing the Celtics just like slash, cut, bang down threes, right? That's how they win games. This weekend, they won 2 games playing a little bit differently. The Grizzlies one should not count as a good win, but they it's just good to see them being able to defend in that way. And same thing for the Raptors. I mean, the Raptors have been real up and down. When we do the vibes rankings, people are like, dude, why didn't you talk about the Raptors? I can't figure out, like, are they happy with themselves? Are they right about where they think they're supposed to be? Are they disappointed? Are they above expectation? Like, I don't know. But anyway, Celtics get the win. They are undefeated in group play in the in-season tournament. So them and the Nets leading the way in that group. We'll look at the in-season tournament rankings. We'll do it. Milwaukee Bucks and the Charlotte Hornets. So a couple things happened here. The Bucks kept it going with guards just lighting them up. LaMelo had a really good game, but that's about it, as the Bucks just washed them 130-99. Giannis had an game. He had 16, 9, and 8. Dame time, 27, 5, and 5. Dame seems to have woken up. He has awoken. Malik Beasley's been on a little bit of a tear too. He had 20. Brook Lopez, man, 15 and 7, but he's had 6 blocks. This is the third time we've talked about Brook Lopez just dominating in the block department. Brook right now, let's look at his last 5 games. He had 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 7 blocks, 6 blocks, 2 blocks. What is his average for this year? This year, he's averaging almost 3 blocks a game. Almost 3 blocks a game. And I'm going to look at the leaders, the worldwide leaders on Basketball Reference here, because I'm curious, like, who's welcome to the block party. All right, so AD right now is leading all blockers with 3 a game, over 3 a game, 3.3. Brook Lopez right behind him. And then Victor Wembanyama has 2.6 as well. Rudy, Chet, and Daniel Gafford all over 2 blocks a game. Wild stuff here. Ooh, Doc Delta in the chat. Garen's here. Welcome. But yeah, Milwaukee crushed them. LaMelo Ball, what was I saying his stat line was? I think he went, 37, 5, and 5. And then Miles Bridges made his return to the Hornets. And you know what I've decided? I'm not going to read any of his stats this year. I'm just not going to do it. So we could say he entered the game, and then I'll remind you that the man should not be playing NBA basketball. He should not be playing basketball. He shouldn't be on the team. And it made me think a little. I was like fuming about this on Friday. I'm trying to understand the upside of the Charlotte Hornets. And for those that are tired of hearing me talk about it, I don't care. It's my show. I'm going to do it again for another minute. I don't like. There's no justification for any of this. So let me start there. There's no justification. But the Charlotte Hornets are bringing Miles Bridges back to win 28 games. That's worth all of this? Like, you signed him. You don't even have him under contract. You chose to pay him to have him on your team to what? Finish 11th? What are we doing? Like, I thank God you brought him back on an in-season tournament game, Friday night primetime, to lose by 31 points. Garbage organization. Can't even blame Michael Jordan anymore. And Adam Silver, where are your nuts? How come you can't stay? Whatever. All right, we're done. Good game for LaMelo. Bing Bong Boys beat the piss out of the Wizards. Speaking of the Wizards, I got hit with some fake news, okay? I saw a story floating around on Twitter. I had fun making fun of it, and I was wrong, okay? I was wrong. There was a tweet from Basketball Forever said the Wizards are likely to move on from Jordan Poole. His team officials don't view him as cornerstone material per the Stein line. I thought it was real. It's not real. I found out later. I got smoked. So, but Jordan Poole's bad. We can say that. He has great chemistry with Melo, and they signed him for cheaper than they were going. Who cares? You signed him for cheaper to what? Why don't you just lose 24 games? I mean, win 24 games instead of 27 games. What's his war? He's probably worth like 2 wins. Who cares? He's got great chemistry with another guy that's going to help you win no games. Anyways, Julius Randle's on a heater right now. Let's do a little regular season Randle. Let's get that drop going. Where you at? Where you at, Julius?
Regular season Randall.
Orange Julius with 22, 8, and 7. Jalen Brunsanity with 32, 7, and 7. IQ at 27. I'm sorry, 20. Wait, what did IQ have? I lost my spot. 27, 6, and 4. The Coos had 19, 5, and 4. And then Jordan Poole, 8 points, 2 for 11, 0 for 6 from 3. That pool party is out of water. It's a bad news Bears over there with the Washington Wizards. Not much to say there. Good win for New York. Just get those in-season tournament points and move on. Good point differential there, too. Sixers and Hawks. I think this was Maxi's first bad game of the whole year. And it still wasn't that bad. But Embiid still like just trucking along. 32, 8, and 7 from him. Tobias Fuke. Tobias Harris had 29, 10, and 4. Jalen Johnson continues to cook. He had 18 and 10. And then Trae Young, 22 and 13. Philly's good, man. Philly's good. It's fun to see Philly just getting W's. We love it. Let's keep going. Cavs beat the Pistons. The Pistons are the worst team in basketball. They are unwatchable now, and we need to have a conversation about Monty Williams as a coach developing young talent. Monty Williams, I believe, the second highest paid coach now after Michael Malone got his big old bag. But the Cavs won 108-100. Oscar Thompson, 9 and 10. Cade Cunningham at 28 and 5. Garland at 28 and 3. They were without Donovan Mitchell, but it didn't matter because you're playing Detroit. Max Strus at 18 and 7. Also just bodied Oscar. Just a big old came down the lane, threw it right on him. It was a great dunk. And then Mobley, 18, 10, and 5. Mobley's been putting together a nice little string of games here. But real quick, so Jaden Ivey has just kind of like disappeared. Hadn't been playing too much. I feel like, let me see what his average minutes are this season. I know he missed a couple of games from like an undisclosed health issue thing. Like, I don't know if he was sick or whatever. He's played 10 games. Hold on, I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Yeah, 10 games. And in the 10 games, he's been averaging 10 points, just under 3 assists and just over 2 rebounds, but he's playing 21 minutes per game compared to the 31 minutes per game he played during his rookie campaign. And of course, I was thinking of campaign. Cade Cunningham wasn't there for most of that season, so that's part of it. But Monty Williams now, listen, I know DeAndre Ayton seems to be like not all together ready to play basketball. I understand that. There was definitely some issues there. I get that there was some frustration. But Monty Williams now has thrown DeAndre Ayton under the bus, kind of ruin any credibility for him. And now he's doing the same thing with Jaden Ivey. It's like, what are you doing, Detroit? I know they're still without Bojan, Bogdanovic, Monty Morris, all that stuff. But yeah, maybe we have to start having a little convo about Monty Williams and player development. Because like, if that's not what you're good at, if your skill set isn't player development, if your skill set is like, hey, I'm taking a good team and making them a little bit better, you went to the wrong place because Detroit is not a good team. Anyways, good win for the Cavs. Kings light the beam. Wow, I messed. 129. Sorry, I messed up on my notes. Kings are red hot since the Fox came back. They beat the Spurs 129-120. Also, not only is Fox cooking, Sabonis's numbers have just gone through the roof since Fox has come back. I don't know if he was just exhausted doing all the work for those games that Fox missed, but man, 27, 14, and 7. Just got Jokic numbers, but Fox had 43, 8, and 7. Fox had a really good weekend. Monk had 20 off the bench. Wembanyama had 27 and 9. Keldon, big body with 21, 9, and 7. Collins had 28, 8, and 5. Good stuff from them. Light the beam. Go Fox. Yeah, there we go. Swingman, you're right. I missed an opportunity there. Let's get a little Detroit basketball. Excited to talk about it with Jay Catch tonight.
Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball.
We love it. Yeah, light the beam, on fire. We'll talk a little bit about where they are in the standings. The West is getting a little frisky now. Magic beat the Bulls 103-97. Weird weekend for Chi-Town. Franz got 21 and 4. Perlo had 13 and 8. But the real difference maker in this game was Jonathan Isaac, who stopped his book tour to drop 18 and 9 off the bench. Levine had 34 and 6. DDR had 23 and 4. Orlando kind of on a little bit of a heater. They won both their games this weekend. I think that's 3 in a row, maybe something like that. Chicago split this weekend. I'm excited to talk about the Chicago game, but good win for Orlando. Nothing really to report there. The Pels beat the Nuggets 115-110. The Nuggets, it seemed like they were adrenaline was carrying them after the Jamal Murray injury. It was like, who cares, dude? We got Jokic. We got a bunch of 7-footers. Everything's going to be fine. We don't need Jamal Murray, although we'd like Mr. Instagram Dome back soon. It's wearing a little thin right now. Maybe they're putting a little extra minutes. The bench is a little thin here. They did get some Christian Brown performances over the weekend, but not enough to get any W's. The Pellies shut them down. Jokic again, though. Jokic's video games. Shut up. Hashtag NBA Top Shot. This video game numbers. VGN. Jokic. 26, 18, and 4. Michael Porter Jr. had a double-double. He had 18, 11. Christian Brown, the aforementioned, 25 and 9. Zion. Also, remember when everybody at the Underdog Happy Hour was like, dude, Zion under points, smash it. Zion hit the over. 26, 6, and 4. Brandon Ingram had 21 and 8. And my name is Jonas Valanciunas had 22 and 8. Good win for New Orleans, kind of finding their footing a little bit. They split this weekend. What else did I miss in the chat? Gilbert said, when you have a bad team, just promote your assistant coach. Why go hire an established coach? I think Detroit, Troy Weaver is like, dude, I need to keep my job. Please, God, let me keep my job. I think the second thing is they thought they were going to be a little bit more competitive. I think they thought they were going to lose a bunch of games, but maybe like the Phoenix Suns when they entered the bubble, you know? I think that's what they expected with Boyan. Because they also they still got Boyan. They signed Monty Morris. Neither of those guys have played, but some like vets in there to kind of stable the ship. But just didn't happen. Also, I see Jump Shooty up in here, Jordan up in here. Yeah, Biggish. I did talk about TST's big dub. All right, so Pels get the dub. Suns and Jazz. Dude, the Suns and Jazz, we should have had to pay extra for those games this weekend. They played each other twice, but of course, Friday was the in-season tournament. Suns squeak it out 131-128, back and forth action. KD is on a heater right now. Kevin Durant is playing out of his mind. One thing that happened on Friday, though, before we get into this game, that I think happened after the NBA bit, is Bradley Beal is going to be out for like 2 to 3 more weeks, and then he's going to be reevaluated. So it's not like he's like, oh, don't worry, in 2 weeks he's back. I believe it's 2 to 3 weeks, and they're going to look at his back again and see where they're at. That is like the Suns are, staying afloat. They're fine right now. My bigger concern is like KD and Booker are logging some minutes. I mean, KD way more than Booker because Booker's missed a bunch of time, but KD's playing awesome basketball right now. And maybe because they're not like 8-2, we're not talking about Durant as like MVP. I know we shouldn't be talking about MVP at all, but not even like putting him in the conversation. Anyways, 38, 9, and 9 from him. Booker had 15 dimes. I don't need a point guard. I'm the point guard now. He had 24 and 15. Yesef Nurkic had 15, 7, and 4. Jordan Clarkson balled out. He had 37 and 5, 21 from Lauri Markkanen. Our man Keontae George out there with 15 and 6. And then Johnny Collins, little dub, 15 and 14. So there you go. Good win for the Suns, picking up some IST points. The Lakers beat the Blazers 107-95. AD, we were talking about the block leader. He had 5 in that game. He finished the game with a big double-double. Not big double. He had 16 points, 14 boards, 5 blocks. LeBron, guys, we got to talk about LeBron. Actually, we'll do it after the second game because he had 2 baller games. LeBron dropped 35 and 9. This is incredible. Almost scoring as many points as his age. Jeremy Grant had 24 and 4. DeAndre Ayton 17 and 12. Shaedon Sharpe 17 and 9. I saw a quote or a stat on DeAndre Ayton. I hope I like this tweet so I can go back and give them some credit. But basically, DeAndre Ayton right now, I think he'd be like the first big man in history at this rate to average less than 1 free throw a game. Like, I think he's played 12 games and had 7 free throws. Not great, Bob. Not great, Bob. Also, if you guys are just joining us, do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold, say hi in the chat. I want an active chat this morning. Also, we're up over 10,801 subs. How about that? How about that, huh? And then also, let's see, did we get any new subs over the Team Hold So Rare channel? Oh, we're almost at double digits. Go subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet, you dicks. All right, let's keep going. We said Lakers play. Oh, last game of the night. Whoo! The vibes are back in Clipperland. Also, hi, Ernest. Hello. Clippers get a W. How about that? Maybe that's all they needed. The monkey's off their back. They're ready to win games now. It was just that they had to break the seal. They're like Pringles. Once you pop, you don't stop. Anyways, Clippers win 106-100, and now I'm realizing I didn't write down the Clippers stats. Awesome work, Zakarian. Awesome work. Şengün had 23, 8, and 4. Jalen Green had 20 and 5. And then Freddie VanVleet had 19, 10, and 8. This game was back and forth all the way down to the wire. And then James Harden, I believe it was a tie game with like less than a minute left, sticks a three that was just, and one too. I believe it was Dylan Brooks. I think Dylan Brooks was covering him, kind of slid under him a little bit. So they got the foul. They get a 4-point lead. They missed Freddie VanVleet misses a late three. And then they foul Kawhi, who knocks down the 2 free throws. I just want to get the numbers from this game real quick. Here we go. Harden had 24, 9, and 7. Solid game from him and clutch. Paul George had 23, 8, and 3. Kawhi had 26 and 8 with 5 steals. And then Russ only played 17 minutes off the bench, which is something to monitor. But anyways, good win. Good win for them. Good to see it back. Good to see him back. So do we get an OG tag? Yeah, you will. Once we get over 500 subs, we can start doing emojis and tags and all the video game numbers. All right, that was it from the in-season tournament. Let's take a moment to review the in-season tournament leaderboards, shall we? Because we got more games this Tuesday. It's a lighter slate on Tuesday for this. Let's look at the standings here. Let's go over share screen. All right, here we go. Group A, the Indiana Pacers still 2-0. Sixers are 2-1. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 1-1. Hawks are 1-1, and then Detroit Basket 0-3. The Bucks in Group B are 2-0. Heat Culture's 2-0. Bing Bong's 1-1. The Hornets are 1-2, and the Wizards are the Detroit Pistons of Group B. Group C, we talked about a little bit. Raptors finally played a game. That was their first game of the in-season tournament. But the Celtics 2-0, Nets 2-1, Orlando Magic are 1-1, and then you get the Raptors 0-1 and the Bulls 0-2. In the West Side, Group A, Lakers 3-0, Jazz now 2-1. Suns get that first W. They're 1-1. The Blazers 1-2, and Grizzlies down bad. Pellies now atop West Group B after their win over Denver. And a plus 23 differential there. So Pellies 2-1, Nuggies 2-1, Rockets 1-1, Mavericks 1-2, Clips 1-2. Did I miss the Mavericks game from Friday night? Or did they play Saturday and Sunday? That's why. And then the Group C, the Kings now light that beam. They are 2-0. Timberwolves still red hot. They're 2-0. Warriors are down bad. We'll talk about them in a second. OKC somehow 1-2 with a plus 27 differential. They lost to the Warriors, the light the beam bros, but beat the Spurs. And then San Antonio 0-3. There you go. We love it. We love it. Good stuff. Good stuff here. That is the in-season tournament schedule. We can also look Tuesday. We're back at it. Only a handful of games, like I said. On Tuesday, you've got the Raptors and Magic. Ooh, can't wait. 7 p.m. Pacers and Hawks on national television. Cavaliers and Sixers playing to really decide who's going to go through. Trailblazers and Suns, and Jazz and Lakers. So that's going to be on Tuesday. All right, let's take our first quick break, sponsored by Underdog, and then we'll be back with the rest of the weekend's action. Today's NBA Bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at UnderdogFantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at UnderdogFantasy.com. I think we need a t-shirt that just says, that's a free honey. All right, there we go. That's our in-season wrap-up. We've made it through Friday. 2 more days. Saturday was a little bit lighter, though. Bing Bong played the Hornets 122-108. Knicks get the dub. Randall 21-8-6. Brunson 32-7-4. Dante DiVincenzo had 25-3. Brandon Miller, he had a nice game. Brandon Miller went out there and balled. He had 29, and then LaMelo, again, LaMelo was off to a really slow start. You had that weird response from Clifford being like, oh, yeah, he's on a minutes restriction. He no longer. He had 34, 9, and 5. Actually, let's look at LaMelo's last 5 games because I really do think he's been on a heater, which is good to see because if that trash organization needs some W's. Yeah, his last 5 games, ready? 34-9, 37-5, 28-11, 32-7, and then 25-6. So LaMelo's been on a little bit of a tear. Good to see that. Congrats to the ball, bro. All right, second game. This was a fun game. No Zion. Zion missed, and it was just rest. And then everybody, God, you know what we need to stop doing? Everybody's like, Zion. Oh, did I unplug my mic? Did I unplug it? I think I did. Oh, I just unplugged my headphones. You should still be able to hear me. My bad, guys. I got excited. But everybody's like, oh, he's 23 years old. Does he really need rest? Does he really need rest being 23 years old? Yeah, that was an organization decision on a back-to-back, you nutbags. Anyways, Wolves, man, Towns is like, since that really slow start, Towns been playing really well. 29 points, 9 assists, and 6 boards. Ant-Man went for 23 and 4. Rudy, 2 with the double-double, 17 and 11. BI had 37 and 4, and then Jonas, 26 and 11. This was a fun game to watch, real back and forth. Herb Jones was balling. I didn't write Herb's stats down, and now I feel like a fraud. But Herb was balling in that game too, and I only know that from Underdog. But good win for Minnesota, man. They just keep beating the teams in front of them. We'll look at the standings in a little bit. But they're playing good teams. They're beating good teams. It's not like it's not like the Mavericks when they started out like, oh, congrats, you beat the Hornets, the Wizards, the Spurs. Like, this is a little bit different here. Yeah, Ingram too, but especially with no Zion, like that, he definitely got some more looks. But he looks good. Really good defense by Minnesota in the 1-point game. Ingram got a look at the end, but they just couldn't find. It just was not a clean shot. It was like a really tough fading away, and Ingram seemed to take it really hard too. I don't know. It's weird because he like never shows emotion. He seems really upset. But anyways, good win for Minnesota. Chicago. Okay, the Heat started this game up 20-1. I think it was 24-2 at one point. They were just dominating them and then lost. They blew a crazy lead. The Bulls win 102-97. In the win, I know this was all over social media, but after the game, the PR person for Chicago tried to get Levine just to do like the post-game call. And Levine just like ripped his arm away and like walked to the locker room, which was kind of weird energy to do that in a W. And I know he didn't play that well. He only had 13, 8, and 6, but like to do that after a win was weird. DDR had 23 and 4. Kobe White had a big old dunk in that game. It was really nice. So congrats to Kobe. Jimmy Butler, 25 and 3. And then Bam Adebayo, man, continues to be on that heater, 24, 10, and 5. Miami was like, cruising, but picks up an L here. Milwaukee played the Mavs. This game was fun. No defense. 0 defense involved. So Dallas loses here 132-125. Kyrie got off to a really slow start. I think he had like 10 points or 12 points at the half, maybe. Might have even been less than that. And then in the third quarter, he went for 18. I know that. Kyrie finished with 39 and 6. Luka had a near triple-double, 35, 9, and 9. Timmy Hardaway Jr. does the one thing that we can bet on every single week, except for the game on Sunday, where he gets at least 17 off the bench. He got 17 off the bench. Giannis had a big game, 40, 15, and 7. Dame time, again, 27 and 12. But down the stretch, Patty Connaughton just knocking down big three after big three. Every time Dallas made it a close game, I think Connaughton hit 3 corner threes in the fourth quarter. Definitely 2. I think there was a third one in there. And it just deflated it. Every time Dallas made a little push, Connaughton knocked down a 3, and it just crushed them. But yeah, Giannis is playing really good basketball. 2 cupcake matchups for them in Charlotte and Dallas. I mean, Dallas is a more competitive team, but they haven't played defense. Jason Kidd, after his game yesterday, even said like, yeah, if we don't score 140 points, we're going to lose the game. And that is what's happened. Good win for Milwaukee, baby. The Grizz got a win this weekend against the Spurs, 120-108. They were down like 20 points. I follow a lot of people and a lot of Grizzlies fans on Twitter. Keith Parrish, Fast Break Breakfast. I know Molly Morrison. There was who else? I'm blanking on somebody else too. There was somebody else in there. But anyways, everybody was melting down on Twitter. They like couldn't believe it. And then they got hot. Jaren Jackson Jr. got off to a gross start to that game. And then he went off in the fourth quarter. He finished with 27 and 5. Bane had 26, 5 and 4. Santi had himself a weekend. But on Saturday, Santi and Zaire Williams both dropped 17. Zach Collins has been very productive for the Spurs in losses, but 16, 7, and 6. Keldon had 22. No Vassell for both games this weekend for the Spurs, but Wemby had 8 blocks on Saturday. 19. He finished with 19 points, 13 boards, and then 8 blocks. I don't know what the Spurs are going to do, man. They look bad. They just look like a mess. around Wemby. Just nothing going. I know they were without Trey Jones, I think, for both games this weekend too. They were definitely without Vassell for both. Man, it's rough stuff. Okay, the game of the night on Saturday, though. We had a game every single night this weekend. On Friday, it was Utah Suns. Saturday was OKC Warriors. Sunday, 2 games. The Lakers Rockets was really fun, and so was the rematch of Utah and Phoenix. But OKC Warriors, 130 to 123. OKC gets the W. Of course, they were without Draymond. Steph did come back. That was good to see. But, man, it was the Chet Holmgren and SGA show. SGA had 8 points at halftime. 8 at halftime, and he finished with 40. SGA had 47 and 6, but it was Chet Holmgren night. 36 points, 10 boards, 5 dimes, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. But the biggest shot of the game with Andrew Wiggins finally had a game. He had 31 points, hits a big 3 to put the Warriors up 3 with 1.6 seconds left or 1.3 seconds left. Chet Holmgren, they call timeout, inbound play, and there was some great angles from courtside on this. 1.3 seconds left, 1.6 seconds left. Chet catch, turn, and shoot in the corner, knocks down the 3, and then does some real grown man shit. He was like, I'm built for this shit. This is my city. It was real intense. Did not expect that from Abe Lincoln. My favorite tweet of the weekend was there was a picture of Chet Holmgren, and it said, this is Abe Lincoln if Jordan Poole was the shooter. It's great. I think that was Buck Crack Sports. Can't believe we're shouting out Buck Crack Sports, but here we are this morning. And then in overtime, Golden State, the Bay Area was deflated, and they just got owned in overtime. Steph did drop 25 and 7. Wiggins 31. OKC, man. Just balling. First to 10 wins because they beat the piss out of the Blazers, we'll talk about in a second. But Chet Holmgren was awesome. And we planted our flag early in June on 2 things. One was that the Thunder were going to finish in the top 4 in the West. 2, that Chet Holmgren was going to win Rookie of the Year. I still believe in both of those things, but there was a lot of discourse around being like, you know what? I think Chet is better than Wemby. And I don't. And I still think Chet's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think Chet is awesome. I love Chet Holmgren. I think Chet would be looking pretty rough on those San Antonio Spurs. I think they're pretty similar. You know what I mean? And I think I would take Wemby as the better player. I still think Chet's going to win this, win Rookie of the Year. But I was thinking about this a little bit more, and I saw some tweets about it being like, dude, if you compare both of them, Chet's way better. And I'm like, you put Chet with Point Sohan, with Dougie McBuckets, sorry, Sneeps, with all those guys. Maybe we just pump the brakes a little bit. Not to take anything out of Chet. I think Chet was awesome. A lot of, Klay Thompson is Clay Wash. The Warriors, the vibes in the Warriors are bad. The one thing I will say, listen, they were without Draymond, and they still almost beat one of the better teams in the West. So I'm not going to totally freak out yet. And Draymond will be back in a couple of games. But for all the talk about how bad the vibes were last year for Golden State, they're not much better right now. Clay in a contract year is just shooting 33% from 3 in his last 5 games, right? He's had 16 points on 5 for 13 shooting, 3 for 9 from 3, 1 for 6 from 3, 0 for 1 from 3, 3 for 10, 2. He just doesn't look right, man. And he's taking a lot of bad shots. In overtime, there was one play where he catches the ball in the corner and he is draped. I forget who's covering him, but just draped all over him. Clay does this pump fake and then does not have any space and throws it up and truly threw it up. It was bad. It was really bad. He's just not taking high percentage shots. And I don't know, as an aging person myself, sometimes if I go for a run, when I was in high school and college, I could run a sub 6-minute mile. I ran a 5:25 mile. That was the fastest mile I ever ran. 5:25 when I was a junior in high school. 5Ks, I was cooking under 20. I was pretty fast. Now, if I go out for a run now, my brain still knows how to run like that. It knows exactly what my pace should be. And it goes out there and says, let's go. But my body, about a quarter of a mile into it, is like, no! And I think that's what's happening with Clay right now, is that his brain is like, oh, yeah, dude, easy. No problem. And I just don't know if his body, what's that? My mind is telling me no, but my body, except it's the other way around, right? It's the other way around. So Clay's in trouble, man. Clay's in trouble. New Swami said, I asked my son if he had washed the dishes. He yelled Clay Thompson. I knew they were washed. That's good. That's good. I saw that. I saw a similar joke floating around on Twitter, New Swami. So make sure you give that person their fucking credit, okay? I don't need any Carlos Mencias in the chat. Just kidding. Anyways, yeah, Warriors down bad. Let's get to Sunday. Sunday. Where am I? I lost my spot. Man, a lot of blowouts on Sundays. The Raptors, again, Detroit down so bad. Raptors won 142-113. Pascal Siakam got off to a little bit of a slow start, finding his way, right? He's a couple good games in a row, 23-7-6, Cade at 18-5, Scotty 17-9-7, little stat stuffer, Jakob Poeltl, double 16, Yusuf Nurkic and Jakob Poeltl, I do it for both of them, 16-10-4, and then Gary Trent Jr., come on down, he had 18 off of the bench, good win for Toronto, Orlando Magic, won 128-116 over the Pacers, a 12-point win, but I'll tell you, it was way more. It was way more than that because they were up like 50 at one point, it felt like. Paolo had 24 and 3, and he had a big old dunk. Jalen Smith. Oh, so Paolo gets a steal, and then Jalen Smith, move. Get out the way. Because I don't know why he tried to get in there late. Paolo just threw it down on him. It was a nice little poster. We did a short on it this morning. Franz Wagner at 19-7. Suggs with 18. Halliburton had one of his worst games of the year. 12 points and 3 dimes. 3 dimes. And then Jordan Nwora shot out 5 Badgers on NBA Draft Shot. He had 19-5. Sixers won again, 121-99. I saw a lot of people on Twitter being like, save Mikal Bridges. Okay. I mean, Mikal Bridges isn't really lighting it up either. But anyway, Sixers won 121-99. Embiid, another 30-point double-double, 32-12, 9 assists. Maxey came back with a little bounce-back spot at 25-10. D'Anthony Melton at 21-5. Bridges, we said, 18. Claxton had 10-9. Lonnie Walker, the 4th. He had 26. He had a big dunk this weekend, too. Sixers just keep rolling. The Nuggets, we talked about them, dropped both games this weekend. Tough weekend for the Mile High Club. Cavs won 121-109. You could be like, hey, yeah, but they didn't have Jamal Murray. Well, the Cavs now 2-0, I think, without Donovan Mitchell. Write that down. With no Mitchell. Michael Porter Jr., 21-6. Limited minutes for Jokic. She had 18-10-7. Darius Garland had 26-6. And then another double-double with 5 assists. That's the Evan Mobley way. 16-10 with 5 assists. There you go. All right, like the beam. Let's keep this energy going. Like that beam. Kings won 129-113. What does the Fox say at 37-4? Sabonis again with another big 30-point double-double, 32-13-6. Luka had 25-10-7. Kyrie had 23. And again, I mean, you give up 129 points, it's going to be hard to win basketball games. And that is what is the problem with Dallas right now. Jason Kidd, known for defensive coaching. I don't know. Maybe it's because you have Luka and Kyrie as your backcourt. I don't know. I wouldn't panic if I'm Dallas. I still think they're playing really good. They're a tough offense to stop. I just think Sacramento's on a heater right now. All right, double overtime. Suns and Jazz, 140-137. Phoenix takes it down. Durant, second game in a row where he dropped 39 points at 39-10-8. Devin Booker, 26-8-5. Clarkson went off on Friday. Lauri Markkanen went off on Sunday, 38-17. Oh, and we got a drop coming at you right now. We got a drop coming at you. Before I give out THT stuff, shout out Stan, dude. Stan, get that blanket. Get warm, son. THT had 25-4. Clarkson 22-7-5. This game, man, just buckets. At the end of Suns were down 1 with about 30 seconds left. KD steps up, knocks down a big 3, gives him a 2-point lead. Keontae George might be like he plays at a fun pace. But anyways, goes up, misses the layup. Colin Sexton comes out of nowhere, put back, sends it to the second overtime. In the second overtime, I forget who it was that hit a big. I think they went 1 for 2 from the line. Anyways, there's a 3-point lead again. Lauri Markkanen gets a shot in the corner as time expires. They call a foul on KD. They review this thing for 35 minutes, it feels like, and then rule. I thought this was the right call, but I didn't think they were going to overturn it. they rule that KD got to the ball first before hitting his hand, so it was ruled a block. So good defensive stuff from KD. KD and Laurie shared a fun moment at the game after the game too, which who knows what was said, but it was fun. Anyways, good win for Phoenix. 2 dubs this weekend, put right in the ship. They're not playing a ton of defense. They still don't have Bradley Beal. KD is logging a ton of minutes. Actually, let's look at that right now. Let's look at that right here, right now. Let's look at the Kevin Durant. I'm going to scroll down. Sorry, I know you're not seeing this right now, but I don't care. I don't care. So they played 13 games so far this season, right? Let's go look. He's played in his minutes played. Ready? It's 46. 46, 33, 35, 36, 38, 42, 34, 36, 36, 37, 29, 40, 36. Wow, he only played. Oh, that was the last game for the first game. I did it in reverse order. So yeah, anyways, KD's logging a ton of minutes early in the season, but my man, he's cooking, baby. He's cooking with gas. What's his averages right now? He's shooting 53% from the field, almost 50% from 3, 87% from the line, averaging 31.4 points, over 7 boards, and over 5 dimes. Cooking. All right, OKC, they got their second dub over the weekend. SGA in 23 minutes scored 28 points. The dude is amazing. They won 134-91. Chet had 16 and 6. Jeremy Grant had 14, and there's nothing else to say. All the starters were just like out of the game at halftime. They're like, it's over. It's Jover. How's your best ball? I'm actually going to look at best ball after we finish this up because I got a couple of fun things going on. Last game of the night, Dylan Brooks poking some Bears, baby. Lakers win 105-104. Dude, LeBron, man. LeBron 37, 8, and 6. Year 21 loading. 37, 8, and 6. Hits the game-winning free throw after Dylan Brooks fouls him. Just awesome. AD at 27-10 with 3 assists, couple of blocks. He fouled out early in the game. Some questionable calls on him. But when he fouled out, right, so Rockets are trying to come back, and they are just feeding Şengün down low, and Şengün was bodying whoever they threw at him once AD left the game. And Şengün's defense, he drew 2 charges against AD, solid like rim protection for the most part. He had 23, 10, and 5. Dylan Brooks started the game 5 for 8 from 3, finished 6 for 11, but he had 24 points. He was the one that fouled Brooks on the last play of the game. I mean, he fouled LeBron on the last play of the game. But good win. Houston's legit. Good win for the Lakers. So LeBron this season in 13 games is averaging 26, 8, and 7. He's shooting 59% from the field, almost 40% from 3, and almost 70% from the line. Just crazy. Austin Reeves hit a big old 3 late in the game that gave him a lead. Like, it was from way the fuck out. Like, it was actually real bad offense, but way out there. Hey, Mike. Thanks for being here. Hope you're good to see you. Oh, there you go. Why you dead? You can scroll back. You can just get that back. And that was it. That was all of last night's action. Really fun stuff. What we're going to do, we're going to take one more So Rare break. We're going to go over my vibes, the first official vibes rankings. And then we'll look at some best ball and get on out of here, girl. Let's hear from So Rare. Today's NBA Bit is brought to you by So Rare. Daily fantasy sports is annoying. Constantly paying attention to injury news, who's starting, who's sitting, and just having to remember to enter your lineups each and every day. With So Rare, you just have to enter your lineup once for each game week. And instead of having to pay an entry fee each time you enter a contest with So Rare, once you buy your cards, the tournaments are free. Each game week, you'll have a chance to win more card rewards to bolster up your roster. And this year, So Rare is introducing cash prizes. So sign up for So Rare today using the link in the description, and they'll start you with 20 free common cards. And by using our link, once you buy 5 cards from auction, they'll give you a 6th one free. So sign up for So Rare today and see if you can take down Mike Sorarian. All right, baby, we're back. I saw LeBron was passing fake blunts to Christian Wood. Snoop's about to release a gummy, or something. I'm not worried about Snoop. There's no way Snoop's not smoking. All right, hey, real quick reminder here. If you haven't subscribed to our new channel, firing up a little Team Hold So Rare. We're up to 12 over there. We should be up over 200 by the end of the day. No excuses. So go like that. You'd like that? Okay, the other thing that I want to do, let's go look at my vibes rankings. I put those bad boys on Twitter. I ran the official computer rankings here to see, what's real. So here we go. Let me share screen over here. We did good vibes. We did Matt vibes, and then we did bad vibes. We did all the vibes because all vibes are important. I almost said something else, but we don't need to. The definitive good vibes ranks. We got the OKC Thunder up there. OKC Thunder. Number one overall. Actually, let me pull up standings on my side so I can just reference a couple of things. They're 10-4, first team in the Western Conference to 10 wins. I want to shout out, not to rain on the parade, but shout out Andrew Schlecht, who tweeted out last night, the first teams to 10 wins in the Western Conference last year were the Utah Jazz. So keep that in mind. But they are at 10-4, winners of 5 in a row. They have an MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They got a Rookie of the Year candidate and Chet Holmgren. Case and Wallace has been awesome. Giddy's been bad, and they've still won 10 games. So there you go. That's number one. Number two, I wish they didn't get blown out yesterday because that would be more fun. But the Indiana Pacers, I just think with what their expectations were and what they've got in Halliburton, Mathurin, I think they're a fun team. Number two. Number three, the biggest upset of them all. A team with Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, top 3 in vibes to start the year. They, right now, mathematically, 9-3, first place in the Western Conference, atop the leaderboard. They've won all 5 games at home. They're 7-1 in conference, 2-0 in the division, 112 points per game while holding opponents to under 107. Look at the Wolves, huh? Vibes are good. Vibes number 4, and again, another massive upset, the Houston Rockets. Rockets haven't been on good vibes since 2001, and here they are, atop the charts. Number 4, Dylan Brooks. It's like shooting over 50% from 3. They've got Jalen Green's figured his shit out. Şengün is awesome. Jabari Smith's doing well. Ime Udoka's back. Houston Rockets number 4. And then the Sixers, I'm going to say it was a tie between the Sixers and the Celtics, but I gave the edge to the Sixers because somehow they've managed to have good vibes by losing James Harden and having Kelly Oubre get hit by a car. But that is the power of Tyrese Maxey. Maxey has made Embiid the happiest man alive. He's almost averaging like a triple-double, a 30-point triple-double, and you got Maxey just averaging like 24 and 10. Vibes are good. All right, let's go to the bad vibes. Bad vibes over here. Charlotte Hornets, they will be number 1 forever. It wasn't close. They received all first-place votes. The vibes are bad in Charlotte. Number 1. Number 2, the Memphis Grizzlies. Although Memphis Grizzlies, listen, massive comeback. I just realized I didn't talk about Grizzlies Celtics last night. Just realized that. But they got a win against the Spurs, so that helped them out a little bit. But right now, they are way at the bottom, 3-10, tied with the Blazers and the Spurs. They still have, 12 more games before Ja Morant comes back. So they're number 2 here. Golden State Warriors are number 3. Now, the Warriors aren't down as bad as the rest in the standings. They are 6-8, but they are now losers of 6 in a row. I believe Draymond Green still misses 3 more games. Clay is washed, as we've talked about. Steph missed a couple of games with a knee injury. He's playing great. Number 4 was the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you know what? They've kind of righted the ship a little bit, but the vibes felt weird. Vibes felt off there for a little bit, but now they've righted the ship this weekend. And then number 5, the Chicago Bulls. They got a win, and Zach LaVine was still upset. It seems like they're going to trade away everybody, so they come in at number 5. White says, why aren't the Wizards atop the bad vibes list? You want to know why? The Wizards should be atop the bad vibes list, but here's the differentiating point. The Wizards are too fun for us to watch for those vibes to be considered bad. So it kind of cancels it out. So it ends up being like a net neutral. Shout out NBA Top Shot. But I think that's why. All right, let's go back to the meh vibes. The meh vibes, here we go. Portland Trailblazers are meh, and I think it's because nobody cares. Nobody cares one way or the other. Scoot Henderson's not playing. Simons isn't playing. They're losing by 50 a game, but the vibes still seem fine. Detroit Pistons, same thing. They probably should be in the bad vibes, but it's just like nobody cares. Brooklyn Nets, same thing. We just don't care. Clippers got to win, and the only reason the Clippers made it to mad vibes is because they got that win. They were bad vibes, but then you hit a game winner like that, that jumps you up a level. And then last but not least, the New Orleans Pelicans, they're meh because just everybody keeps losing. Just consistently losing. Guys, that is. They lose guys. So it's like they lose Zion for a game, they lose Ingram for a couple games, they lose Jose Alvarado has still missing games. So those are the man vibes. There you go. The definitive vibes. Couple other notes. One additional note. Charlotte Hornets received 100% of all first-place votes. Massive upset. As I said, the Clippers moving from bad vibes to man vibes over the weekend. So there you go. Yeah, Celtics were close, but Celtics are kind of they're just hitting expectations. You know what I mean? It's hard for a team to have great vibes when they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, according to my computer rankings, my algorithm. So there you go. Those are the vibes, baby. Those are the vibes. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at some underdog stuff here, but just a reminder, the action coming at you tonight. Well, today I'm going to drop a So Rare video on the new So Rare channel, but Live Before Lock will be back at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if I have a guest today. I don't know. TST is still in Portugal celebrating his W's. So that'll be at 5:30, and then 7 o'clock, 89 Cavs is back, baby. All right, I'm going to go over to underdog here for a second. And then we're going to look at our basketball situations. Let's look how many teams are in the top. So we've got, these are all of our teams in the top 100. My highest scoring is 291st place. I also went and checked off, right now I have 35 teams that would be advancing, which is a pretty good success rate. So we like that. Again, my heavy exposure to Anthony Davis, Tyrese Maxey. I got a lot of KD as well. That's helping. However, we are running into some issues with the Jamal Murray injury as well. The other thing, I did want to go look at the football, though. I want to shout out this website called bbmdb.com, which kind of tracks all of the underdog stuff. Shut up, the guy. What's his name? Patrick something. All right. So, and you can like sort by how your teams are doing. So we'll sort my exacts here. Let's refresh the leaderboard. Actually, if I switch tabs, can you, because I want to add something here. All right, so here you can see I have a team in 89th place right now, which is pretty exciting because we'll go look at the, oh shit, they logged me out. We're going to go look at the other leaderboard. But my 89th place team is kind of crazy because we got Daniel Jones. So he's out for the season. Sam Howell's been carrying the load here. My running backs are pretty thin, but they like coming up big. Like Jaylen Warren had a massive game. Javonte was in, Travis Etienne, and then A-Chain, who got hurt again, but Jerome Ford with my last pick or second last pick was helpful. And I still have A.J. Brown, so I could ladder up from 89th here. But A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, Keenan Allen, Lockett, Elijah, Hyatt, Rondale Moore, and then Tank Dell, and then George Kittle and Logan Thomas. But I wanted to show you why that, like, I haven't been paying attention too much because, you know, we still go to week 14, but now we're at the point where week 14 is almost here before we hit the playoffs. And I forgot that Underdog pays out the regular season as well as, they pay out the regular season as well as the playoffs. So there's like two different prize pools. So I was like, oh, I wonder what 89th is in. So as I said, 89th, right? And you can look at the top 10K. So 89th. Oh, no, 87th, baby. 87th. So I scrolled down. 87th is 3K. 87th is 3K. So this is, we love that. And when you look at like my guys, the only problem is I'm going to receive 0 quarterbacks in the last week of the regular season, which is because of Sam Howell's on bye and Daniel Jones isn't playing. So, but you know, we still should be in great shape here for the regular season. And I think right now I have like 20 or so, 22% of my teams are advancing, something like that. So it's fun now that the Best Ball Mania sweat's actually here, right? So we have just like 3 regular season weeks and then the playoffs. So should be fun. It'll be nice to get some money back. All right, I think that's it. We hit all of our stuff. We did the vibes. We covered all of the games, the in-season tournament. We've got content coming at you. I'm going to share the link one more time to the Team Hold So Rare. Please, if you guys just go ahead and hit the subscribe, baby. Hit that subscribe for me. Make me happy. It will make you happy. How many subs are we at right now? 10,801, baby. Still cooking along. Appreciate everyone being here this morning. I hope you guys had a great weekend and are ready for a great start to the week. Oh, one other reminder. So the NBA Bit will be here Monday and Tuesday. No show Wednesday morning because we're going, in the words of Guster, back to Massachusetts. We're going back to Massachusetts for Turkey Day. So I don't think I'm going to do any content on Wednesday at all. Unless I have to fire something out for Thursday, but I don't think I do. So no content on Wednesday. We still will have Live Before Lock on Friday. I'm going to see what my setup is at home. And if I can do, I would like to do an NBA Bit on Friday as well, just because it'll get me away, you know? So stay tuned for that. So no NBA Bit on Wednesday, no NBA Bit on Thursday. I think we'll be back on Friday, Live Before Lock on Friday as well. So that'll be fun. I'm not going to do a turkey trot. I already talked about the running stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm done. I'm done running. I'm just going to get fat. I'm done. I think I'm giving up. But anyways, we'll see you this afternoon. I hope everybody has a great day. We are out of here.